What's up, you fucking weirdos? Welcome to where the weird ones are.
Yeah. Weird ones only, we talking that truth. Ghost in the attic, yeah, show me the proof. Aliens creeping, they light in the roof. Minds wide open, we shatter the booth. Conspiracies deep, we dig in the scars. Demons and angels and bodies on Mars. Cryptids be watching, they lurk in the dark. Mental on edge, but we glowing like stars. Welcome to the pod, no cap, it's a seance. Whispers in the static, spirits doing dance. Reptiles in suits, yeah, running the lands. MK Ultra made a puppet of your mans. Wendigo hunger, dogman strut, flat woods, eyes glow. Slice through the cut, Bigfoot tagging trees. Marking the trail, weird ones ride, no room for the frail. Talking about trauma, talking that soul. Peeling back layers, we dig in a hole. Sacred geometry, numbers align. Ancestors speak through the veil and the sign. Ayahuasca dreams, third eye lit. Shadow self lurking, we making it spit. No mainstream lies. This the dirt where the weird ones rise from the blood and the hurt. Weird ones only, we talking that truth. Ghosts in the attic, yeah, show me the proof. Aliens creeping, they light in the roof. Minds wide open, we shatter the booth. Conspiracies deep, we dig in the scars. Demons and angels and bodies on Mars. Cryptids be watching, they lurk in the dark. Mental on edge, but we glowing like stars. Voices in the woods got chills on the neck. Black-eyed kids at the door, now we check. CIA tapped in, fluoride drip. Project Bluebeam, watch that script. Talking about grief, talking about fear. Talking about why them voices appear. Healing the mind while breaking the chain. Spiritual warfare deep in the brain. We don't run from the strange, we live in the strange. Tattoo the truth and the scars and the pain. Stay weird, the mantra we own in the name. Reality bent, so we bend to the same. From the attic to the swamp, we tracking the freak. Where the veil get thin and the silence speak. We ain't your norm, we off that grid. Weird as the wave, yo, this where we live.
Hello, we are Rachel and Heather, the hosts of Like Mother Like Murder podcast.
And you're listening to Kevin on Where the Weird Ones Are.
Oh.
What's up, you fucking weirdos? Welcome to another episode of Where the Weird Ones Are. My name is Kevin, but you probably already knew that. And if you didn't, now you do. Today's episode is my Thanksgiving episode with my good buddy, Ryley Watson. And we talk all about things that we're grateful, thankful for. We also talk about our little trip to Alabama. We talk a little bit about that. Is a good conversation. I really enjoyed it. Ryley is the host of Midwest Mythos. He is taking a extended break right now, working on, he's got a lot of work, overtime at his job. He's got a family to support and he wants to be there for them as well. And he has a baby on the way. Congratulations. Um, so yeah. But if you're interested in all the stuff that he has done and things that he will be doing in the future, I do believe he says that he's coming back in the spring. So, yeah, you should give him a follow, a subscription, and all that shit. Um, quick shout out to the sponsor, Flavors of the Forest raw garlic dust. It is Bigfoot's breath, my friends, and it's super good. It's super potent, and I think you should put it on the shit that you eat, like your meat and your scramby eggs. So I put this shit on just about everything, and I think it's time to open this bottle because I do believe officially that everything upstairs is gone. So this is my last bottle. But go get yourself some. You won't be disappointed, I promise, at flavorsforest.com. You can also follow them on Instagram at flavorsforest. So, I know we're coming in. I know it's the holiday season. I know it's really hard to keep it together sometimes, the stress and everything like that. So, I just want you to know that I just want to say that don't underestimate the hole that you will leave behind because I promise you there's always one. You know, I used to get well, who knows, I might still get depressed coming up to Christmas, but I get really bad right before my birthday. So my birthday is on the 24th. Um it's Monday. It was this past Monday and I usually get really bad right before it, and I think it's just because, you know, I never felt special. I never felt special enough that somebody cared. I mean, my 16th birthday, nobody said happy birthday to me. My mom bought me a card and left it on the table, didn't talk to me, so I ended up going out and getting drunk with a bunch of friends. Um, she just closed herself into her room. It is probably I think if I remember correctly, she was mad about something. She was mad at me. Um, so chose my birthday to take it out on me. I guess I don't know. But yeah, all my other siblings have, summer birthdays, and they got these big um parties on the beach, the lake, these cookouts and shit, and extended family would show up, and I'm just like, how come nobody's showing up for my birthday? It's just my mom and my siblings, or it's just my dad and my siblings and stuff like that. And nobody else was invited. And at the time, when I like as a kid, I looked at it as like they have all these extra people showing up. They get so much more presents than I do. But so that probably like as a child that bothered me, obviously. Like that's because that's how children think. But as like growing up and then as like now thinking pondering pondering on the past, it was definitely the like how come they didn't want to show up for me? What was wrong with me? Was there something wrong with me? Um, maybe something is. I don't know. But I do want to say that this year has been the first year in a long time that I can remember where I haven't felt that way. I mean, we just went out to the mountains, the White Mountains, in a cabin for 2 nights for my birthday. Yeah, I mean my son's birthday is the day after mine, so um always try to kind of like button it up for his birthday. Like take care, like either hide it or whatever, just put this negativity out of my head so I can put a mask on for his. Um Not saying like I'm pretending to enjoy his birthday. I always enjoy his birthday. I enjoy all my kids' birthdays. My kids are the best thing that I have to show for my life. So, all 3 of them, they're great. Um, I couldn't ask for better children, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, I was sitting out by the fire at the cabin in the mountains, and I like realized that I hadn't, and maybe I just haven't had the time to really like process emotions either. So idle hands, everybody, idle hands. But no, I'm super grateful for Allie, my girlfriend. She's been amazing for me, for not only for my mental health, but she's also been super supportive of everything that I do. Um, I don't know. I can't stress enough that she has been an absolute positive influence on me. Um, but I bring up a couple people that I'm grateful for in the episode today. So I did actually, before I get into that, I want to say that here in the United States, if you're experiencing any kind of mental distress, please dial 988 because you don't want to transfer trauma. You don't realize how much you're loved because I promise you the hole that you leave behind is going to be catastrophic. Even if you think not so, trust me, it will be. And look, listen, I think about it all the time. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to do it because watching my kids accomplish things and become the the people that they're gonna be, experiencing life with them is more important than snuffing out any kind of pain or suffering. And I mean, you might not have kids, so you might not know what that feeling's like. But even if you don't have kids, there's somebody that cares about you. There is. So dial 988. Take care of yourself. You deserve to be here. God looked out on everything that He created, and He knew it needed one of you, and you're here. You are here with a purpose. Just, I was just going to say, just be happy. But look, you're not always going to be happy. Nobody is always happy, but you can find peace. Peace is attainable. And within peace, there's happiness. Within peace, there's sadness. Within peace, there's anger. You're going to experience all the emotions. It's going to be a roller coaster like it is now. But peace is attainable. And that's what I strive for right now, peace and patience. I don't want to do anything that I don't want to do. And I'm not gonna. Not anymore. For what? For what people think of me? Who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares? You know how big this fucking planet is? I'm barely a speck. Why do I care what somebody thinks about me? Anyway, so I wanted to give a couple shout outs to people that I care about deeply, um, and that I'm super thankful for. The first person that comes to mind is Rachel Holloway from Like Mother Like Murder. I mean, this woman has been like a rock to me for me, and I don't even think she realizes it. Um, she's constantly reaching out, asking me how I'm doing. If I post something that seems off, she's right there. Um, and for and for my entire life, I didn't think that I deserved to be checked on. I sh- and she just does. And she just does it because that's who she is. And I'm super grateful for the person that she is. I have a hard time taking compliments. She's always complimenting me. I bounce off I bounce ideas off of her sometimes, and she's always makes me feel like like I'm like the most amazing talented person ever in the world. And I will admit it's a good boost to my ego, but I do know that like I'm not the greatest. I mean, I'm thankful for her confidence and um her kind words always, even if I don't show it and it doesn't seem like it. I really am. And um her boyfriend Joel is great too. I mean, him and I don't talk a whole lot, but I got to meet them in Tennessee, and he was great. He was awesome to talk to. Him and I chatted a little bit. But Rachel and I we ended up moonshine tasting together, and she's fucking hilarious. Um, I can't wait to see her and Joel again, and they're in f- um her daughter, Kenzie, she sent me a happy birthday voice memo the other day, and it was hilarious. And she's a sweet little girl. I really like her a lot. But yeah, so I am grateful and thankful for Rachel. And then Jenny and Oren have been amazing. Drewski, Riley, Doc Brown. I mean, these are all just people that have shined a light into my life when I really needed somebody. When when I started this podcast, I was just a single dad, um, busting my ass and everything, and then to meet all these people. I think meeting everybody, Tommy Cullum from Let's Get Freaky, David down the rabbit hole, has been an amazing journey, um, for the better. And they've helped me grow through the storm. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, and I hope you guys all enjoy this show. So let's get into it, shall we? Where the Weird Ones Go Productions. Yes.
Dude, I put that Cajun rub and that garlic buttery herb rub on it with some taters, apples, apple juice, bro. Best intro ever right there.
You're making me hungry. You're making me hungry. What up, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're having a good day, night, whatever time you decided to listen to this. I have my good buddy Riley Watson here, the big fish from Midwest Mythos. God damn, I don't know what the hell happened with my mouth right there. But I wanted to have him on for this episode. He's taken a big break. He's focusing on things that are more important than his podcast right now. I'm not saying that his podcast is done, but it is for the time being. So, Riley, if you don't mind introducing yourself for the people that may not know who you are.
All right. Well, like you said, I'm Riley, the big fish from the Midwest Mythos podcast and CW Operations. Dude, the show's there. It's always going to be there. You can check it out. I got the Instagram page, YouTube. There's a TikTok that's got like 4 TikToks on it that I don't mess with anymore. But hey, yeah, every once in a while I'll check it. But yeah, man, anywhere you can type in Midwest Mythos, man, that's where you can find me. And I've been on this show plenty of times. Y'all know what I'm about, what I do. If you like Kevin, you'll like me, vice versa.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Uh, it's interesting because I've had people that I've asked on the show just stop talking to me. And I wonder if they because you know how people take to heart the political stuff. Because I do talk about politics here every once in a while. I think that some people don't like my position on a lot of things, which is totally fine. I don't think anybody should share the same exact views that I have. I don't think that would be that wouldn't make a great fucking environment if we all thought the exact same way. I feel like
Exactly.
thoughts and opinions should be challenged, but it's been interesting. I'm not here for like click follows and views and all that shit. I don't care. I just like having these conversations, man. So I'm
Right.
super stoked to have you here for my first ever Thanksgiving episode, to be honest with you.
Oh, I appreciate you having me here, brother. Yeah, man. When you texted me, because I know we've been in like the talks for like the last month about doing something. You're like, oh, let's do something on my show. I was like, all right. And I'm glad the Lord blessed me with the time to be able to actually do it. Because right now, I am in that part of life where I have, unless it's in the middle of the night, no time to do hardly anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And your job kind of takes that a lot of time away from you, which mine does too. Mine does too. Like 10, 12-hour days a lot of times. In the summer, I'm like 14 a day. So,
Yeah, it's the opposite for me, man. During the summer, it's easy, it's nice, it's chill. Like
mm-hmm.
10-hour days, 10, 12. But I've been working 13 and a half, 14-hour days, man.
Yeah, I can't believe that I mean, for driving jobs, they ask you to, they're like 14 hours on and then 10 hours off. And they're like, I don't know, they think that the 10 hours is enough time for you to rest and stuff, and I'm like, well, I still got shit that I have to do for my life,
Right.
you know? And I've told my job personally several times now. I'm like, look, if I'm gonna be working 14 hours a day, you guys need to start paying for my gym membership, and I'm gonna take time off whenever the fuck I want. Because now they're starting to do this thing where if we call out or whatever, if we're sick, like we have sick days, so calling out sick should be allowed, but now they're penalizing us for calling out.
Yeah, that's what's happened with me. I'm not allowed to say exactly where I work, but I work for one of the big three, home delivery service companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's that time of year, man. Like, I'm in the boat, man. We're not allowed to call off until after the new year.
Yeah.
Starting this week, it's too busy. I mean, obviously, like if you got to go to the hospital or something like that, you're not going to get in trouble. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
It's
it's
weird.
tough, man.
Yeah, it is. It's tough. I called out, I think in September. I can't remember why. I think I didn't sleep, and there was no way. Listen, I have a problem. Even when I do get sleep, I still kind of like start falling asleep while I'm driving, and that is not okay. It's not a good thing. It's a very bad thing. But I'm pretty sure that's why I called out in September, is because I didn't get enough sleep, and I was like, I'm gonna be shit. I know I'm gonna fall asleep on the highway or something, because that's usually when I start getting drowsy, is when I'm in the truck on the highway, because it's like a 45 minutes of on driving on the highway. But um so I called out, and then I came in the next day, and my boss was like, hey, he's like, I'm not gonna do anything, but I just want you to know that you are on like the cusp of I'm supposed to be taking disciplinary actions for you calling out. And I go, what? And he goes, you called out too many times. And I go, I haven't called out in a year. And he's like, really? And I go, yeah, it might even be 2 years that I haven't called out. And then he looked it up. He goes, oh no, you called out in March, and then one time in May, and then I was late in May. I was late one day in May. And I'm like, oh my God, it's been 6 months.
That's that's so dumb, man. I that I
Yeah.
don't know, especially jobs, man, where we're working a lot of overtime. Like over half of our paycheck is overtime pay. I personally think, man, they need to be lenient on that kind of stuff because I don't know, man. Like you're getting your 40 hours out of us, and then anything after that, man, that's bonuses for you guys, man. Like, yeah, we're getting the overtime pay, man, but that's like time out of our lives. So I mean,
Yeah.
either give us, more vacation time, or get over it when we call off. If I get it, like if you're calling off like 3 times a month or even
Hmm.
twice a month, man, that all right, that's an issue. But like you said, you ain't
For
called off
sure.
in 6 months. That's dumb, man. That's so dumb. There's life. We got too much life to experience to be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I've been having like a really bad issue. So I told you before, like I'm trying to get ready for a high rocks competition in January. And all of a sudden my back is just shit. I went to the gym. Well, I was going to the gym. I'm still going to the gym. Not that I'm not, but I hurt my back holding my daughter and reaching for her bike because I was trying to take her for a walk, and I'm like, ah! and and then I ended up putting her in our wagon and walking to the park down the street from my house. But the whole walk, I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up my back. So like I'm like, I have a slip disc or herniated disc or something. I went to the chiropractor, and my chiropractor was like, she's like, we're not gonna know for sure after, unless we blah, 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 unless we have images. Um, but it doesn't feel like a slip disc to me, so I think I can correct you, and you'll be fine after a couple of adjustments. And I've done 2 adjustments, and my back still hurts, so I think it's more muscular than it is anything.
Yeah.
So getting adjusted out still helps. I feel better the next day, the whole next day and stuff like that. I told her, I was like, I want to run. And she's like, I'm gonna get you to run. But I've been like, kind of like, not depressed, but like, man, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on the cusp of depression. Because I'm like, man, just like a couple years ago, if this would have happened, I would have been totally fine. And I would be in the gym right now, fucking going hard in the paint.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's life, man.
But,
You ain't a spry young chicken anymore.
I know, I know, I know. But I'm hoping that I still can get it. But I'm still gonna work with her. Starting at a new gym tomorrow that has a sauna and a hydro massage table. So if I
Oh yeah.
utilize those, I just feel like everything's gonna come into place, and then I'll be like I was 26 again, or something. Maybe not 26, but maybe 30.
Don't get me thinking about that gap, man. Like that, you made it sound like this a pretty drastic gap from 26 to 30. I don't want to fall apart yet.
Well, 30 was when I started to, but also when I turned 30, I was doing freaking whatchamacallit, powerlifting. I don't know why dude, the minute I hit record, like words I can't word anymore. It's the fucking weirdest thing.
I can vouch for him, guys. We've hung out plenty of times outside of the mic. Doesn't stutter nothing at all.
Um, but yeah, man, so Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful for the life you're living. So with all my problems, like I'm still extremely grateful. I posted a couple times about it this weekend, but for my 37th birthday, so I turn 37 tomorrow, and my girlfriend bought an Airbnb for the weekend, and it was this wicked sweet log cabin out in the middle of the mountains in the White Mountains. You couldn't see anybody for miles. There was no houses around. You walk out onto the back porch and it's just nothing but mountains, and there's a little pond, and I was just like, man, this is a good reset. And it was amazing. I got to, sit outside. I got to sit by the fire, got to sit in the hot tub, drink my coffee. I even wrote some more of my movie script that I'm working on while I was there, and we played Nintendo, we played freaking cards, and we all just hung out, man. It was a good weekend.
It looks like you had a good time, man. And dude, the pictures you sent me from there were beautiful, man. I I need to make my way out there at some point.
Yeah, dude, it's a good where I was is a good place for squatching, and there's enough room in that cabin that we stayed at for the whole team.
Oh, dude. All right, let's do it.
Oh,
Let's.
also, I wanted to mention this. It's fucking the weirdest. So there's people out there that have Sasquatch stuff all over their yards. But anyways, so me and Braden were sitting out by the fire, and I feel like Braden was just sitting there because he knew that I wanted to sit there, and he didn't. I don't think he really wanted to, but he was just trying to spend time with me, which is cool. But I mean, maybe I could be reading him wrong, and he did want to sit out there with me. But we heard the weirdest fucking sound in the woods. Right, we're sitting there, and we just hear it sounded like a bird, but like a dying bird. It was like ha, and then right after it went, oh, woo, oh, woo, oh, woo, 3 times.
Dude.
And I was like,
All right.
what the fuck was that? Braden was like, what the hell was that? And I go, oh, it was an owl. That was
You know
not an
damn well.
owl. That
You
was
know
not an
damn well that
owl.
was no damn owl, man. We've heard enough wild stuff out in the woods. No, that ain't no damn owl.
Yeah, the first noise could have been a bird, but then right after that, for that to happen, like maybe something was grabbing a bird and the bird was like, "Oh, fuck me," and then the fucking and Bigfoot was like, "Oh woo, oh woo," you know, I don't know. Um, but then we heard some people having a conversation, but I mean, there was a house at the bottom of the hill that we were at, and they were like, they could have been having a loud conversation to where it carried to us where we were.
Yeah.
So that wasn't completely weird, but it was at the same time. And then we saw moving stars, one after another.
Ooh.
We're sitting there looking at the sky, and I'm like, Brayden, that star is moving. I was like, and it's not flashing, that's not a plane. And it just like,
Right.
there was one after, we saw like 20 of them, dude. And they were all following each other in a line. They weren't close to each other, they were miles apart.
Dang.
And one would pass our clearing, and then like a couple seconds later another one would pass. And they weren't moving super fast, it was moving fairly slow. And we looked it up, and it could have been meteors, or it could have been Starlink satellites, but Starlink satellites are more closer together than that
Yeah,
was.
Starlink's cluster. They
Yeah.
they look like a giant cross flying through the sky.
Okay,
Almost.
yes, yeah. So, and we're watching them, and we could see them just through the trees. And every once in a while, one would break off and go the opposite way, but they were like following the same trajectory. And I was like, that is so weird. I had to have the girls come out to look at it, because I was like, we're not crazy, are we? But it
Hey
was,
man.
I was like, maybe it's UFOs, Brayden. And Brayden's like, oh, maybe. And we're looking, I was like, it's probably meteors. But it'd be cool if it was UFOs.
Yeah, I hope you packed your Vaseline on the trip, brother.
Oh shit.
You didn't
I
bring your bag?
I didn't. It would have been raw, and it would have not been felt good.
Oh man, that's come on, man. I thought I taught you better than that. Always bring a bottle of Vaseline out in the woods. Man.
Oh man.
Oh,
So you're expecting a child, man. Another
yes.
one.
Yes. First week of May. Another baby.
First week of May. How you feel?
This time around, I keep on forgetting I'm even having another kid, if I'm being honest, man. My baby girl, she keeps me occupied. She's up. You can probably hear her stomping around right now. She's up there playing with her toys, getting in all the cabinets and stuff. It there's so much going on, and I'm so busy.
Yeah.
It it hasn't even. I can't even say it's hit me that I'm having another kid. Like I look at the ultrasounds and stuff on the fridge. I'm like, oh yeah. But I mean, until it's here, I don't think it's gonna hit me.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. And you're dude, you're so blessed to have um Erica, and your daughter is gorgeous, and I mean, and then to have Erica be the same mother of both your kids. Like, from what I mean, I didn't really have a conversation with Erica, but Erica always, when I was around, she seemed like a very strong woman.
Oh, she definitely is. Yeah, she is. She's a very, very strong woman, and I'm very grateful for her. But you know what they say about strong women? They put a huge pain in the ass.
They pinch your ass. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, dude, she taught Arya how to give titty twisters. So now all Arya does is come up.
No.
She's like, dad, 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 dad," and I'm like, ow. Now, but I say ow so much because it hurts because she uses her nails.
Uh-huh.
That now she goes to like I know she's gonna do it because she goes ow, and then will hit me with it. Like, no, you're not supposed to say ow. I am.
That's funny.
It's a journey, man. I'm loving it. Some days it's rough, especially the ones where I'm working past her bedtime and I don't get to
Oh,
see her for a week.
yeah.
But
That sucks, dude.
I'm thankful for weekends like this weekend where I get to spend a lot of family time, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice, and I'm hoping that here in the next year or so, maybe 2, or however long it takes. Like, I'll be able to make enough money doing side stuff that I can cut back my hours at work, take a different position, and work from like 6 in the morning till about noon. That'd be nice.
6 hours. Yeah, that'd be dope. I work till about like right now to anywhere's between noon and 3
See, that's
is when I get out. But I also start at 3 o'clock in the morning.
right. Yeah, that's I I got to be at work by 6:50, and
Yeah,
then I get back home depending on the day. Well, I was texting you about it. They had me in Gary, Indiana, at
yeah,
like 8:30 at night for like a week and a half straight, and I was like, nope, not doing this again. I will walk out.
yeah, yeah. I've told my job several times. I'm like, man, if I'm gonna be doing consecutive 13, 14 hour days, I'm gonna quit. I was like, because my back can't fucking handle just sitting all fucking goddamn day. Where you get
Mhm.
to get out and walk around and stuff, which is cool.
Right.
Like I'm just fucking I'm like, don't get me wrong, I do get out and stuff, and I can get out and fucking stretch and shit like that. But the more I stop and just kind of like not do any, and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, the longer my day gets. So it's like
Right.
it's counterproductive in my eyes.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just time is our greatest currency, and I don't have fucking time for this shit anymore, and I'm so fucking over it. Which is why I wrote this book here, and trying to write a script because scripts get you fucking mad money if a studio picks it up. And I'm not saying
Right.
like I'm a freaking fantastic writer to the point where a studio's gonna want to buy my script, but who the fuck knows? At least I'm gonna try.
Exactly. That's I'm going down the avenue of I'm going down I'm starting to go down the documentary and avenue of stuff like that. Like, my goal is eventually. Like, don't get me wrong, I love podcasts and I'll always podcast. I might take breaks like I'm doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
but like, if my main goal has been, like, if I'm able to go out and make documentaries, let's say, I gotta leave for like a week, 3 weeks or something like that, go out west and shoot a documentary or something like that. But I get to be home for 5 months, and all I got to do during that 5 months while I'm at home is the editing and like the placement and all that stuff. Which you work on 4 or 5 hours a day, then you got the rest of the day to spend with your family
Uh-huh.
and kind of stuff. That's the goal. Like, I don't want to make $1 million or anything like that, but if I can make enough money to
Just to
support my
afford your
family,
life.
yeah, it's because if it wasn't for overtime, I mean, I make good money, but I would not be able to, keep a roof over my head or anything like that. But
Yeah, dude, I hear you. I want to do documentaries too. I was trying to do a documentary on my hometown, but people under don't take directions very well because I tell them to email me, and then they just message me on the public platform instead. Like they just comment. They're like, "Well, I seen this. Okay, good for you. Do you want to be in the documentary or no?" Like just
right,
like say, "Hey, I want to be in the documentary. Please reach out to this email or something." I don't fucking know. So we could set something up. I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you about meeting up in the comments where everybody can see.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, you don't want that public information out and stuff like that. And then you never know who's going. There's a lot of snipers out there, man, who will see that stuff and snap right up on it, man. It's. I hate saying it, man, but like, this is a game where you gotta. And we've all learned it, man. You gotta keep your mouth shut. And if you're gonna say anything, man, like,
Mm-hmm.
have your close knit group that you can bounce this stuff off of.
So yeah, let's talk about Alabama. Because that reminds me of Alabama. Is that podcaster showed up at our base camp there, and I
That
don't even remember his podcast name either.
Oh, I do, but I ain't gonna say it. I don't want to give him any attention because that pissed me off, man.
Yeah, did it? I didn't because it didn't bother me in the moment, but when I saw Jessica was upset about it, I was like, I feel like I should be upset right now.
That that's I was, because we're very covert
Mm-hmm.
with our locations and stuff like that. We don't say anything until years later. I mean, or ever. But I don't know, man. Like when people come out and do stuff like that, man, that without permission.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, man. If he knew who Jessica was, like, because
I thought he did.
he did.
Oh.
So he should know what she's about because she's always talking about that kind of stuff. Keep things under wraps
Mm-hmm.
because especially if you got a honey hole, like the places that we've been,
Uh-huh.
you don't want the public knowing where that stuff is. You don't that ruins the integrity of stuff like that. And to have somebody come out there, Facebook Live and stuff, none of us that were there knew who this dude was. He just came up and started recording us. Like, there's some.
Yeah, that was another weird thing. He didn't ask either, did he? Like he just
No,
started
he didn't.
filming.
Yeah, he just started filming. Like, there's we got some guys on the team that don't want their face being shown
Mm-hmm.
at all.
Yep.
And that's okay, and nobody will ever know who they are, and I plan on keeping it that way.
Same.
Like, not everybody's a public figure like us, we put
Yeah.
we put everything out there, but
We do.
yeah. What was your take on that, man?
Dude, it was interesting, first of all. So, also, really quick, ADHD brain. Look at my new chair.
Ooh,
And it
fancy.
rocks, too. Anyways, so the first night seemed uneventful. Like, there was some, like, little minor things, and I'm like, okay, maybe we got something here. Maybe this is a good spot. And then second day, it was like lunchtime, noonish, 1 o'clock. And we're out there. I think it was so it was Juan, his wife Dawn, which is really funny to me, Juan and Dawn. Um, and then Harley and Zook, and then it was me and Rizzo. And there's this there was like this like structure looking thing, and it was like a box. It was almost looked like the trees were falling in like a square form. And we're out there and we're looking around, and Harley's kind of like looking at stuff, and then Dawn finds a footprint, and then Harley's uncovering it. And it does look like a footprint. It's not very deep, it's not very prominent looking. And I'm filming at this point in time too. And Rizzo starts to whimper, and you can hear her in the video. You can hear her crying. And I'm like, what the hell? And I looked at her, and I'm just like, and I did ask her at one point, I was like, are you all right? And then I kept filming, and then Harley came over, and he's looking at the footprint, and I'm filming the footprint, and I zoom in, and I can hear her still whining, and then Dawn mentions it on camera, and she's like, she keeps whining. I was like, yeah. Like I didn't acknowledge her talking to me on film or any in that moment. And then the on film, I kind of look at her with the camera, and I zoom in on her, and I'm like calling her, and she's not even reacting to my voice. Usually when I say her name, she'll at least stop, and she didn't. So I shut the camera off, and I started calling her, and I'm like, come. I'm like, Rizzo, come here. And she just freaking kept going. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna follow her. And I walked out. She walked out to the path, and she started walking right back to the camp. And I get onto the path, and she stayed about 15 yards, maybe 20 yards in front of me. And she would stop periodically, like real quick. She would just turn her head, see that I was coming, and then turn back around and keep walking. She didn't stop for me. She didn't wait for me like she normally does. It was completely out of character. And she went all the way to base camp and then stopped in front of my tent. She walked right up to the truck and just stood underneath my tent. And I was like, all right, you want to go in the tent? So I opened the tent. I put her in the tent. She didn't come out for the rest of the night. She didn't even try to come out. She didn't bark to come out. She didn't want to come out. And I don't even think I took her out to go to the bath. I might have, when everybody was back at the camp, I might have let her out to go to the bathroom, make sure she didn't have to go. But to me, that was like a clear indication that something was out there, because that made me feel like infrasound attack, because she was lethargic. She slept the rest of the day.
Well,
Every
it's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, every time I checked on her, she was sleeping for the rest of that day.
Yeah, dude. I feel bad for old girl, man. With that, I mean, besides her, destroying my tent, but I'll forgive her. Cause,
Yeah, yeah.
dude.
She acted weird all night. She didn't really snuggle with me or anything. Well, I mean she did, but she's just like, it was different. And then at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I could hear like about the puke, so I opened the tent and I just stick her out of the opening of the tent, and she threw up. And then after she threw up, she was fine. She was back to normal.
Yeah, there was definitely something out there, and we didn't talk about this a whole lot or anything, but like while you guys were out and that stuff was happening, me, Brig, Drew, and Brian and Steve, we was on the complete other side of that ridge. We were walking out there, and we found all those structures and arches that were making a pathway. And at one point, it probably was a little bit before, like if the timelines are right. This is just speculation. I ain't saying this is fact or anything like this, or even a coincidence or anything like that. But Brig, Brian, and Drew, they was all up on the upper part, and me and Steve went down on the bottom of the ridge. And as we're going down, we see this black thing just down there, and it kind of moves, but it wasn't like clear enough for us to be like, oh, that's something. But it was just like something just moved down there, and it was black. But don't know what it is. We're not gonna say it. I'm not. We both look at each other like we're not gonna say that's a dog, man. We're not gonna say that's a Bigfoot or nothing like that. But there was something big and black, and it may not have even been black. Just because it
Right.
was real dark. It was dark down there even at noon. Just from all the canopy cover, it could have been brown or red or something like that. But it was moving in the direction towards y'all, and we didn't. It was not. We were like, oh, we're not going to go back out that way because then we're going to go where everybody else is at. So we're going to take a scenic route. We got a map, and we're like, oh, there's some old logging camps and stuff like that back. So we hiked out those, but there was just that happening. Seeing that thing, that could have been what old Rizzo was picking up on, because we found there was obviously something out there. We found beddings, all those archways and stuff like that. I'll have to send you those pictures eventually and videos that I took.
Yeah, I want to go back out there. I filmed a lot, but I didn't film enough to like make like a video of. Like I needed more batteries, and I needed something to charge it and stuff, and I didn't have that with me. Because I should have had the camera rolling like the whole time.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's a spot to go back to. Me personally, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun. I loved being with all y'all. I love going out with y'all, and I love being on CW ops and just doing all this kind of stuff. But man, we had a bit of stuff happen. I saw orb and stuff like that, but
it wasn't as interesting as Tennessee.
Would I drive 17 hours again almost for it? Not right now, not right away. Maybe in a couple years I would, but
yeah,
I think I'd rather go back out to Tennessee, like where I know we're going to be guaranteed something.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I feel you, dog. I feel you. I wanna kind of do like documentaries too, like like we were just talking not too long ago. And so I'm thinking about doing a whole new YouTube channel of just me and Rizzo going out, because there's a lot of places around me. There's actually one like 20 minutes away from me that had a sighting, a preserve that had a sighting last year.
Oh,
a Bigfoot. So and I want to get like a camera for her collar, so you get like a Rizzo's point of view, or whatever, like for like Patreon members or something like that. I don't know,
yeah, get
but
the Rizzo view.
yeah, the Rizzo cam or some shit. And just like, I don't know, like talk about like the area, talk about the history and stuff, and then be like, let's see what we can find. And then go out there and do it. And if people like it, cool. If the people don't like it, they won't watch it, you know?
Right, and that's the fun kind of stuff. Like me and Brig are talking about doing it. Up here, there's something very similar here. It's that's one of the big reasons I'm kind of taking this break and stuff too, is because I keep on promising people I'm gonna do all this stuff, all this extra stuff, but I just don't. I just don't have the time to like get it off the ground. Like once I get everything set up and ready to go, and the proper equipment and setup for it, it'll be easy. Is or make a Saturday clear and just drive,
Yeah.
you know. But it's a week's worth of work trying to get everything prepped to even make that day trip a possibility. People don't think about that kind of aspect of things in it, and it's like I might as well do that in my free time. That's what January is going to be mostly. I'm taking some time off work too, and just going to be rocking and rolling trying to get that stuff
Nice.
going.
Nice. I'm taking a couple weeks off from Christmas into January too. Um, I'm doing some having some other podcasters fill in for me. Just do
Nice.
like record an episode for me and I'll post it as if it's my episode.
All right, man. If you need a short one, an hour or less. My one exception, I will say this. I should have said this at the beginning during the break. Is I will go on other people's because I can make the time to go on somebody's show, but I can't make the time to do my own show, all the editing, all the post, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Going
I
on
feel
somebody
you.
else's show. Yeah, going on somebody else's show, we talk for an hour or two, and that's pretty much it.
All you gotta do is talk. All you gotta do is show up and talk.
Exactly. I ain't got to think about like this. I ain't got to think about, all right, I got to edit. I got to make a post. I got to put it on YouTube. I got to put it on Spotify, Spreaker, all that kind of stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy rolling.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Ooh.
Hey man, I want to ask you, what is your favorite verse in the Bible? That Where the frick was I going with this? What is your favorite verse in the Bible that you would use to show thanks? I guess, if that makes any sense.
To show thanks.
Yeah.
It's kind of a
Like if you use like a verse you would use for like a Thanksgiving, like if you were to do a ministry on Thanksgiving Day or something like that.
oh, I mean, I could be basic and say John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one begotten son for us, but I'm gonna go a little abstract because here's the thing, like things that people like look at and are like, oh, what? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like to me, makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
I I personally believe Job is a great book for atheists and stuff like that to get into. Believing in God, people are like, that's crazy, and I'm like, well, as a person that was an atheist for the majority of my life and didn't believe in any of this kind of stuff, it kind of makes a lot of sense. But you know, I like to think of, and it's my favorite verse in the Bible as it is thank and you just gotta try and figure out like where I'm coming from. But it's First Peter 5:10. And the God of all grace, who called you into his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will make himself restore you, make you strong, firm, and steadfast. To him be the power forever and ever. Amen. And like, for me, I guess I'll try to elaborate on it a little bit for you. Is like, it's easy. It's so easy to say thank you for anything that's you open the door for me, or you invite me on your show to talk. Thank you. It's easy, but like to for for me, this verse, because like with that, we've talked about it before on your show. I think the first time I came on, uh, I was gonna attempt unaliving, and a few years back, and this is the verse that actually popped up in my head while I was watching The Simpsons in the ER with no words or subtitles,
Mhm.
and it it really does make me personally thankful that, in all the suffering, in all the things in life, God is going to, one, not ever leave my side, but build me up stronger, firmer, and like steadfast. And it's just like that is when we're saying thank you, God, subconsciously or not. Like I feel like that's what's not going through a lot of people's heads, but when they're thanking God, like all the situations that He got us through, what we are the tribulations, the trials, and stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
so I would use that. I'd try to spin that into a thing, because I mean you can look through all the people in the scriptures. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them, like Gideon and stuff like that. Gideon was a wuss. Gideon was scared to do anything. He didn't want to obey God. He didn't believe. He was scared. He was scared for his calling to God. And when God told him to take 100 men and their jars of oil and a torch and cover the torches, and they're in front of this village that has 10,000. It's either 10,000 or 100,000 barbarians and stuff like that. And God's like, all right, break the pots, and these 100 torches light up, and then all they can hear inside is these 100. I'll just say 100,000 men killing themselves because they are so scared. Because in those times, one torch meant a legion or a battalion of like, it was like 1,000 or 10,000 soldiers. So although there was only 100 people that were like hand selected, the people that you wouldn't think would be like the leaders in these wars and stuff, because God, the whole story of it, there's a process. It's going down to as far as like how they drink water from a river and stuff like that. But these men and stuff that really should not be in those positions at all listen to God and were able to reclaim this whole entire village and stuff like that. It's just by trusting Him and Him building them up within to be these men, to be these children of God, these soldiers for God and stuff like that. If any of that made any sense, I know I kind of rambled on it.
No, yeah, it makes sense. I get it. Obviously, that I've made attempts to. Um, I'm still learning the Bible right now. I've read a little bit of it. And then I still have a ton more to go. So, but for me, Bible verses aren't here, and I can't really shine light on what the hell the verse you're talking about.
Mhm.
But no, I like it. I like it. I like it when somebody can use a different verse to show the same thing other than like the more known ones, like John 3:16. I know that one just
Everybody knows
because.
that one.
Yeah, exactly. So,
It's a great
uh,
verse. I'm not taking anything away
right,
from it.
exactly. And there's a whole lot in the beginning that I found interesting, mainly because that's like Old Testament. What I'm reading right now is the Old Testament. The how uh the people came to be, Adam and Eve and all that stuff. Which after we've both talked to extensively with Doc Brown about his theories, which I found interesting as well. Um, but yeah, no, I'm thankful. I personally am just thankful to have you in my life. You. There's a ton of other people there's the list is way too long to really sit here and name everybody, but you, Drew, Doc, um, Oren and Jenny. There's the list goes on and on. David, but you and Drew, it's different than everybody else to me. And I can't explain it in a way. Like,
I know what you mean though, like because I feel it as well.
yeah, it's just it's like I knew you before I knew you kind of thing.
Right.
Like the day we met, man, we talked for like 2 hours in
Yeah.
person. We met in person.
It, yeah,
And
because
this,
I remember texting you being like, "Hey man, like a week or two before the event, and I was like, hey man, you want to come on my show? We got mutual friends and stuff like that." He's like, "I'll just talk to you we'll talk at Monster Fest and stuff like that." And yeah, it was like it was the Step Brothers moment. Did we just become best friends? Like you said, it's like we knew each other before that. I mean, dude, I can bring Erica down here, and she can attest to how much I talk about. I talk about Cat you, man. I was like, oh man, check out what Kevin's doing. Look at Kevin's kid. I'm so happy for all the things he's doing in his life right now, man.
dope, man.
I'm very
Uh,
thankful for you
yeah,
as well.
yeah, man. It's the weirdest thing. There's people in my life that have known me forever that I thought would always have my back on things, and it just hasn't happened. And then I got a group of complete strangers that freaking want me. They check in on me every day. You know,
Right.
it's the strangest thing. It really is. And I'm glad that I chose to start this journey. And man, you and everybody else have been like a blessing. It's almost like it's like there's these videos that I see every once in a while. Um, your people didn't support you, so God sent you six strangers.
Yeah. It it really is like that. I'm not saying, because I know I got people, that are in my everyday life that are gonna check out and listen to this. You know, I I love y'all and y'all do support me, but I do know what you mean because there is, especially like the conversations like me, you, and Drew have had, and just like experiences we've had together, man. It's like I can't imagine going through or having those conversations with anybody else on the entire planet that I've ever met in my whole entire life. It's like you said, God sent us each other for very specific reasons.
Yeah. The I think I've talked about it on an episode before, but the day that I met, so Drew and I had several conversations before we ever met in person. I was on his show. Him and Zook were on mine, and then I went out to Kentucky for Cryptid Con. And dude, that whole fucking weekend, it was like I was back in high school fucking around with my friends. And it was like it like sparked something in me. I was just like I felt like a child again. Yeah.
That's me every time we go out on a hunt, man. It's like I know there's people out there that are probably thinking we are the most serious people out there, like, all right, no joking around, no nothing like that. And then, they see the video of Brian and Drew with the chopping the wood.
So I posted that video on TikTok, and a lady commented on it and said this video should be used to get conservative men to come out of the closet. And I didn't react to it. I didn't reply to it, but I fucking laughed so fucking hard. Because I feel like she was trying to be rude at the same time, but at the same time, like, I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck.
That's funny, man. If only she knew.
Yeah. If only she knew. Because she doesn't follow me or anything, but I don't. I stay away from politics on TikTok anyway. But
Oh, smart move.
TikTok's not the place for my opinions.
No, not
I
at
think,
all.
in fact, TikTok is not the place for anybody's opinions. I think TikTok should just be a fun place to share videos that are funny. That's it.
Dude,
That's all I think TikTok is good for, to be honest.
that's why I don't use it, man. Like I never got into it. I think I downloaded it once, like when it first came out, because you were able to make live backgrounds on your phone from it, and I wanted one with Beetlejuice, not Beetlejuice, but
Yeah,
Howard Stern's
the
Beetlejuice.
Beatles. Yeah, yeah. This is your brain on drugs.
Still red, but yeah, man. Like I don't know. I never got into it. Just something about it, and trying to do it for the podcast. I tried really, really hard,
Yeah,
and I just don't like it, man. I don't like how it feels using it. I don't like the type of stuff. I don't know the format of it. Like maybe it's because I was away from it for so long before getting into it,
yeah,
like and know what it actually is. Like I just see it and I'm just like the whole time I'm calling things out on it. I'm just like it ain't for me. Power to those who use it because it is a really nice tool. Like I know a lot of people that are got very successful off their TikToks and stuff like that,
same.
but it just I don't want to put the effort into it. If I'm being honest, I'm pretty lazy. If I'm being honest.
Me too. Me too, in a way. And certain things. Um, I don't know if this is true or not, but I did hear something about Israel bought TikTok.
I
The
don't know, man.
Israeli government bought TikTok. Supposedly, I don't know if that's a real thing, but I've heard that's been going around lately.
If they did, they did. It,
Because
here's the thing.
it was to shut down anything about Charlie Kirk, I guess, or something, or anti-Semitic stuff and all that stuff. I don't know. That's just a
Yeah,
don't take so everybody listening, I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked into it. So if you're that curious, by all means go ahead and look into it. Don't take what I'm saying here as the truth. Because at this moment in time, at this on this section of it, I don't know if it's true.
right. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be one of those media platforms too that is passed around from country to country. They're just going to buy it if it is
Yeah,
true.
there's going to be a
But
backdoor like Twitter was, which I thought I do want to bring this up. Without I don't. This is not This is not political. I just thought it was really weird that they deplatformed a sitting president, but they couldn't shut down their child porn.
yeah, dude, it's wild. Actually, I just uninstalled X the other night because I've talked about it. I struggle with that stuff. I've not the kid stuff, but just regular porn and stuff like that in the past. And for a long time I was on it. I deleted it a couple years ago, but I brought it back for the podcast and stuff like that. And I got we got some buddies that go live on X and stuff like that, and only X. So I check it out. But the other night I was going through it, and dude, it was just nothing but porn. So I was like, I no can't do this app anymore. I thought they got rid
Dude,
of it,
yeah, dude,
and it's
Facebook
back.
has started showing me porn.
Yeah, it's getting too much.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Instagram's been showing me bare-chested ladies, and I just reset my algorithm. I was like, I'll just reset it whenever it comes up because algorithms are so weird, man.
Yeah,
On that kind of stuff, they'll see, oh yeah, you're a man. You start liking all these like music video clips or these hunting videos, and then all of a sudden they'll start pushing women and stuff at you, and I'm just like, reset the algorithm, man.
I feel like they push women at you anyway, regardless. No matter what you like, it's always like you could sit here and like videos of cars all day long, and you'll still end up seeing freaking videos of women and shit.
It's I don't know, man. I've noticed too, especially during my break.
Uh-huh.
I've hardly been on social media. I
Good.
I
Good.
I got our chat unmuted and stuff like that. So like you know I'll hop on Instagram, I'll message you, and I might go through like a reel or two. But after that, it's just like nah. It's actually really nice.
Good.
It really
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It
I get it, dude. I been so lately on Fridays when I get the kids, I'll tell everybody to leave their phones in their car so while we go out to eat. Because like if I see like when we'd go out to eat, if I see a message or somebody sent me a reel or something, I'll watch it and then I'll end up scrolling through other reels. You know what I mean? While we're sitting down for dinner instead of paying attention to my family and stuff. So I just was like, well, I just remove it, you know? And I know a lot of people probably could just have their phone sitting there and it go off and they not even pay attention to it. But, and I could
I
probably
can't.
do that too. But, you know, I don't
I'm
most of the
too
time.
I'm too much of an anxious person, man. I'm like, what if somebody's dying?
You're a
It
FOMO.
kind of yeah. I really am. Yeah, I'll say it. I am. I'm working on it,
Yeah. That's
but
all we can do is work on being better every day.
yeah. It's I'm thankful for the ability to be able to do that. I mean, and it's tough sometimes, man. Like
I agree.
the sacrifices we gotta make for that stuff, man. Like, trust me, I do not want to be on this podcast hiatus at all. But
Hmm.
I
It
know it's
feels good, don't
necessary.
it? It feels good
It
though,
it,
don't it?
it does feel good. It
Not
does
have
feel
to
good.
worry about it. Yeah.
It does feel good, but and I know it's gonna be great when I come back because I know like I'll be out of that. A lot of things will be better. I think the 3 month time period at a minimum. Goals to be back in February, middle of February, but it might go longer. But
Mhm.
it's like the only thing that's getting me is like, man, I'm missing out on good conversations. I got people DMing me and emailing me some stuff. Like, I have picked out a couple of them that people have sent me, like especially like just normal average Joe people. Hey, I got this stuff going on in my property.
Yeah.
I have been getting back with them because if it's something that the team's got to go check out, if somebody's got like a dog man or something like actively on their property and stuff like that,
Yeah, man.
hit hit them up. But everything else is just kind of all right. I'll catch you in the early, February, early spring. Sorry.
Yeah, dog, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, you should discern that for sure. Um, you know, uh, God gave us discernment,
Right.
gave us free will. Which is why we choose to do things. But at the same time, when you take breaks from certain things that we're originally not really meant to be doing,
Right.
it's man-made things that that bring us together like this, which is cool. But at the
Oh
same
yeah.
time, I do feel like there's a displacement in the soul a little bit when we focus too much on technology than the people in our lives and our own selves. I think getting outside and just even if it's just sitting outside is important. It's important for me, which is why I felt so fucking good this weekend to be out in the mountains just sitting outside.
Right.
I had my beer. I sat it on the frickin' little bar out on the back porch, and I put my feet up, and I just stared at the
It,
wilderness.
it's so nice, man. I I need to get back into doing that.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for your family. Dude, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Obviously send the girls my love. I care about all of you very deeply. Just because they're a part of you. They're an extension of you. I care about you, so I care about them.
Thank you, brother. And that goes both ways, man. Tell the family I said what's good. And, it's thank you for, taking the time. I don't even know what we really did tonight. I had a lot of fun though.
It's
It's
always
always a
nice
good
to
time.
chat.
Yeah, just catch up. I had a blast. I thank you again, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Um, so everybody listening, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope your holiday season is the best. Get out there, get your feet in the ground, whether it's barefoot or, I mean, obviously in the cold seasons, if you're in the colder states. I think getting out there and seeing some sunrises and some sunsets will do your soul very good because it's dark later and it's dark early at the same time. We got very
Yeah.
little bit of light time this time of year. So take care of yourselves, take care of your soul, take care of your family, take care of all the things that you need to do to take care of this up here in between your ears. So for everybody, please like, follow, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review if you choose to do so, and your Petra does not allow you to leave a rating and review, please consider doing so on the website on the contact page where the weird ones are podcast.com. That is also where you can get some merch, some coffee, some hot sauce, and some supplements. There's some protein powder up there if you feel so Froggy Fresh to try out. Also, I have some short stories up there, which I've been slacking on, and I've been talking about how I've been slacking on my short stories for like months now, and I still haven't done anything about it. So I apologize, but man, time is our greatest commodity, and I'm so grateful and thankful for you taking the time out of your day, Ryley, because I know you're in the middle of cooking something delicious, and I saw the picture of it, and I'm salivating. So, man, thanks, brother. I appreciate you so much.
Thanks for having me, brother. I appreciate it and love you too, man. Anytime you want, you already know. I'll come back. We'll talk. We'll do what we do. We'll have a good time.
How
And
about 2 o'clock tomorrow? 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Come
2 in
back
the
on.
morning tomorrow. All right, man. I'll set an alarm.
I'm just
Piss my wife and kid off, but I'll set an alarm.
yeah, it would. It would. All right, Ryley, tell the people if if they want to follow you and stuff like that, whatever you got. I know you're taking your break and stuff, but they can still check out what you have so far. If you want to let
All
them
right.
know where they can find that shit.
You can find me anywhere. You can type in Midwest Mythos. If you go onto YouTube, type in Midwest Mythos Podcast. You'll find me there, and you'll find all kinds of wonderful, wonderful experiences, guest stories of high strangeness, cryptids, ancient history, hunting, all this kind of good stuff. All that kind of fun stuff. And you can follow me on the Instagram at Midwest Mythos. It is pretty dead right now, but there's some cool things. There's some cute guys on there, with some funny stuff going. You already know. And if you want to get a hold of me for any reason, I'm on the hiatus right now, so getting back to you is probably going to be very sporadic. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can go to my Linktree, linktr.ee/Midwest Mythos Podcast. And there I got a report and counter form. Even if you ain't got any counter, that's the way to get to me. Or if you can remember Midwest Mythos Podcast at Outlook.com, you can get a hold of me there. Like I said, it's going to be sporadic getting back to you. But you can find everything. I'll send Kevin a link. He'll put it down below. All that kind of stuff. You already know. Kevin, thank you again, brother. I love you. This is a blast, and I can't wait till
Love you
next
too,
time.
buddy. Love you too, buddy. All right. Peace. Oh, wait. Question everything and stay weird. That's what I'm supposed to say at the end of this shit.
In the quiet of the night, when the world feels far, there's a voice through the static, like a falling star. It calls the misfits, the dreamers, the ones who see the shadows in the corners the truth we barely believe. From the pine tree woods to the desert skies, they talk of ghosts and aliens with wonder in their eyes, not afraid to ask the questions that others won't dare. 'Cause the world gets strange when you stop and stare. Come gather round where the weird ones are, by the fireside glow or a midnight car, where the stories run deep and the secrets fly like owls in the dark or stars in the sky. If you've ever felt lost like you don't belong, you found your place, you found your song, right here where the weird ones are. They'll talk of cryptids, time slips, and deja vu, of spirits that linger and what might be true. But more than the monsters, it's the people you'll find who dare to be open with curious minds. It's not about fear, it's the thrill of the ride, to question the world with wonder as guide. So pull up a chair, let your freak flag fly, we're the seekers of truth beneath the sky. Yeah, come gather around where the weird ones are, on the moonlit thoughts and cosmic scars, where the veil feels thin and the questions burn, and we chase the strange at every turn. You're not alone, not in the dark, you're with a tribe. You found the spark right here where the weird ones are. For the ones who wonder, for the ones who know, welcome home.